Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 7, Book 69, number 500. Narrated by Ibrahim. I asked Al-Aswad, "Did you ask Aisha, mother of the believers, about the containers in which it is disliked to prepare non-alcoholic drinks?" He said, "Yes." I said to her, "O mother of the believers, what containers did the Prophet forbid to use for preparing non-alcoholic drinks?" She said, "The Prophet forbade us, his family, to prepare non-alcoholic drinks in Ad-Dubba and Al-Muzaffat." I asked, "Didn't you mention Al-Jar and Al-Hantam?" She said, "I tell what I have heard. Shall I tell you what I have not heard?" Volume 7, Book 69, number 501. Narrated by Ash-Shaybani. I heard Abdullah bin Abi Awfa saying, "The Prophet forbade the use of green jars." I said, "Shall we drink out of white jars?" He said, "No." Volume 7, Book 69, number 505. Narrated by Anas. While I was serving Abu Talha, Abu Dujana and Abu Suhail bin al-Baida, with a drink made from a mixture of unripe and ripe dates, alcoholic drinks, were made unlawful, whereupon I threw it away, and I was their butler and the youngest of them, and we used to consider that drink as an alcoholic drink in those days. Volume 7, Book 69, number 506. Narrated by Jabir. The Prophet forbade the drinking of alcoholic drinks prepared from raisins, dates, unripe dates and fresh ripe dates. Volume 7, Book 69, number 507. Narrated by Abu Qatada. The Prophet forbade the mixing of ripe and unripe dates and also the mixing of dates and raisins, for preparing a syrup, but the syrup of each kind of fruit should be prepared separately. One may have such drinks as long as it is fresh. Volume 7, Book 69, number 508. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle was presented a bowl of milk and a bowl of wine on the night he was taken on a journey, Al-Miraj. Volume 7, Book 69, number 509. Narrated by al-Fadl. The people doubted whether Allah's apostle was fasting or the day of Arafat or not. So I sent a cup containing milk to him and he drank it. Volume 7, Book 69, number 510. Narrated by Jabir bin Abdullah. Abu Humayd brought a cup of mix from a place called Al-Naqi. Allah's apostle said to him, "Will you not cover it, even by placing a stick across it?" Volume 7, Book 69, number 511. Narrated by Jabir. Abu Humayd, an Ansari man, came from Anaki carrying a cup of milk to the Prophet. The Prophet said, "Will you not cover it even by placing a stick across it?" Volume 7, Book 69, number 512. Narrated by Al-Bara. The Prophet came from Mecca with Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr said, "We passed by a shepherd and at that time Allah's apostle was thirsty. I milked a little milk in a bowl and Allah's apostle drank till I was pleased. Suraka bin Juzam came to us riding a horse, chasing us. The Prophet invoked evil upon him, whereupon Suraka requested him not to invoke evil upon him, in which case he would go back. The Prophet agreed. Volume 7, Book 69, number 513. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, "The best object of charity is a she-camel which has, newly, given birth and gives plenty of milk, or a she-goat which gives plenty of milk, and is given to somebody to utilize its milk by milking one bowl in the morning and one in the evening." Volume 7, Book 69, number 514. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Allah's Apostle drank milk and then rinsed his mouth and said, "It contains fat." The Prophet added, "I was raised to the lot tree and saw 4 rivers, 2 of which were coming out and 2 going in. Those which were coming out were the Nile and the Euphrates, and those which were going in were 2 rivers in paradise. Then I was given 3 bowls, one containing milk, and another containing honey, and a third containing wine. I took the bowl containing milk and drank it. It was said to me, 'You and your followers will be on the right path of Islam.'" Volume 7, Book 69, number 515. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. Abu Talha had the largest number of date palms from amongst the Ansars of Medina. The dearest of his property to him was Bayruha garden, which was facing the Prophet's mosque. Allah's Apostle used to enter it and drink of its good fresh water. When the holy verse, "By no means shall you attain righteousness unless you spend, in charity, of that which you love," 3.92, was revealed, Abu Talha got up and said, "O Allah's Apostle, Allah says, 'By no means shall you attain righteousness unless you spend of that which you love, and the dearest of my property to me is the Bayruha garden, and I want to give it in charity in Allah's cause, seeking to be rewarded by Allah for that. So you can spend it, O Allah's Apostle, wherever Allah instructs you." Allah's Apostle said, "Good. That is a perishable, or profitable, wealth." Abdullah is in doubt as to which word was used. He said, "I have heard what you have said, but in my opinion you'd better give it to your kith and kin." On that Abu Talha said, "I will do so, O Allah's Apostle." Abu Talha distributed that garden among his kith and kin and cousins. Volume 7, Book 69, number 516. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. I saw Allah's Apostle drinking milk. He came to my house and I milked a sheep and then mixed the milk with water from the well for Allah's Apostle. He took the bowl and drank, while on his left there was sitting Abu Bakr, and on his right there was a Bedouin. He then gave the remaining milk to the Bedouin and said, "The right, first." Volume 7, Book 69, number 517. Narrated by Jabir bin Abdullah. Allah's Apostle and one of his companions entered upon an Ansari man, and the Prophet said to him, "If you have water kept overnight in a water skin, give us, otherwise we will drink water by putting our mouth in it." The man was watering his garden then. He said, "O Allah's Apostle, I have water kept overnight, let us go to the shade." So he took them both there and poured water into a bowl and milked a domestic goat of his in it. Allah's Apostle drank, and then the man who had come along with him, drank. Volume 7, Book 69, number 518. Narrated by Aisha. The Prophet used to like sweet edible things, syrup, etc., and honey. Volume 7, Book 69, number 519. Narrated by An-Natsal. All came to the gate of the courtyard of the mosque, and drank water, while he was standing, and said, "Some people dislike to drink while standing, but I saw the Prophet drinking water, as you have seen me doing now." Volume 7, Book 69, number 520. Narrated by An-Natsal bin Sabra. Ali offered the Zuhr prayer and then sat down in the wide courtyard of the mosque of Kufa in order to deal with the affairs of the people till the Asr prayer became due. Then water was brought to him and he drank of it, washed his face, hands, head and feet. Then he stood up and drank the remaining water while he was standing, and said, "Some people dislike to drink water while standing, thought the Prophet did as I have just done." Volume 7, Book 69, number 521. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Prophet drank Zam-Zam water while standing. Volume 7, Book 69, number 522. Narrated by al-Fadl. Daughter of al-Harith, that she sent a bowl of milk to the Prophet while he was standing at Arafat in the afternoon of the day of Arafat. He took it in his hands and drank it. Narrated Abu Nada, the Prophet was on the back of his camel.